Choose Jesus, or you are choosing the antichrist. I'm not trying to scare you, but everything you do at every second of every day is a choice that you make. You choose what you do. You choose what you pay attention to. And you can change your mind with the help of Jesus. The world is descending into chaos, and this is because we don't have Jesus with us. God created this earth. He created everything, including you, and He loves you, and He loves everything on this earth. Loved it so much that He literally suffered and was tortured and died for it. And not just en masse, for you specifically. So if we keep rejecting Jesus, He will reject us too. This doesn't make Him any less good. He gave us everything that we need to get to Him. He gave us everything that we need to get to know Him. So don't choose death, choose Jesus. Because if we do, He will show us what it will look like when another king comes to this earth, what it looks like to have somebody else rules. And that person is the Antichrist. And this is not a joke. These things have been in media for years, and they've been jokes and permeated into society because what we live under is not God. So we are ruled by what is not God. Don't give yourself to anything that isn't Jesus. Jesus bought your body. He bought your soul. He bought your mind with His life and with His blood because you are that important. Your life is important to Jesus. But every time you reject Him for what you want in the moment, you are rejecting what Jesus did for you. You're rejecting Jesus as a whole. So if we continue to do that, He will show us what it will look like to live life without Him. If we keep living our lives, doing whatever we want, He will show us. He will give us somebody that will allow us to do whatever we want. And our world will descend into devastation. We are seeing these things happen already because God is trying to warn us. Every single plague that happens is a chance for us to come back to God, to look for a solution outside of ourselves. Our leaders aren't leading, our teachers aren't teaching. We don't have leadership to lead us in a good way. The systems in this earth are literally keeping us where we are at right now. I'm not trying to freak you out. There's no reason to be scared. What I'm saying is that Jesus is the solution, and we need to choose Him, or things will get worse actively. This Antichrist figure is going to have a peace treaty for 7 years. He's going to break it 3.5 years into it. At the end of those 7 years that he's allowed to rule, he is going to make himself God. He's going to say, I am God. He's going to come with false prophets, false miracles, and make people worship him. He will make people take on a form that will permanently alter their bodies, minds, or souls to where it is not owned by God anymore. We will see so much unnecessary death and devastation that we don't have to if the world chooses Jesus. This doesn't make God any less good. He gave us everything we need. I don't know how I can say this more and more. Like maybe God isn't the problem. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's us. Why do you keep doing the same thing over and over again? Find that it's not giving you fulfillment and happiness, and then continue to do it. Jesus is peace and fulfillment and happiness. He is the only thing that can get you what you want. So don't keep making the same mistake. Don't keep making the same choices. Choose Jesus instead. We need something different. Only a fool keeps doing the same thing over and over again without changing. Come to Jesus. And not just because it will make life worse when we don't, but because this life will actively be better with Jesus in it. God is so, so good. He is so much more than any of us can fathom. Like, not even in just like a general sense when people say God is love, like, and they mess up like what that actually means. Like, God is intimately and deeply love. And love isn't just like showering your kids and spoiling them. Love is also correction and discipline. God wants the best for us. He wants us to be the best version of ourselves. And part of that comes with the discipline and harsh truths. Part of that comes with being in reality. And the reality is that our world is not okay and we need a solution. And that solution is Jesus. It's not ourselves. It's not other worldly rulers. It's not things that we can create. We need the Creator Himself. So accept Jesus and see who He is as your God, as your Savior, as your Father, as your friend, and as a King. He will make the world the way that it should be because He made this world. He knows what it's supposed to do. And every day we wake up and we make choices that leave Him on the side of the road every single day. We reject Him. We crucify Him to the cross again every day. And then we wonder, why aren't things getting better in the world? Choose Jesus. This is not a reason to be afraid. Bad things will happen if we continue to reject Jesus, but there is also a chance for these things to not happen and for these things to end. And that choice is to choose Jesus. Everything we do comes from our choices, which come from our mindset. Your mind is your most valuable commodity. Don't let it be a trap for you. Don't let it be taken advantage of. And the way to do that is to come to Jesus. Notice how Jesus is always the truth and the solution, the answer. He is the way. He is the only way. So with God, you take your mind and you make different choices that change your mindset to then make different choices to live a free and happy life. It's not that being in relationship with God. I'm not talking about religion, by the way. I'm not talking about a set of arbitrary rules. Because one, God's commandments are never arbitrary. They actually have reason behind it. He gave us those things to live with Him. But we aren't expected to be perfect because that's why Jesus was here. So follow Jesus and follow His examples, which is following the commandments. But it shouldn't be a reason to freak you out and make you feel like you have to be like you can't be human either. The point is to live a happy and fulfilled life with Jesus with you. So with changing the actions you take, following the commandments, reading the Bible, praise and worship, bringing God into your daily life, you change your values and your thoughts to line up with God. And as you change your values, you change your actions. As you change your actions, you become more like God and you live in freedom. And as we all do that, we bring justice to this earth. We change the way that the world is and we live and we bring heaven down to earth. This is what we are supposed to do as humans. We were made to live here, to live with God. We weren't made to be worrying about our grades and our careers and if we are going to have food or water or not. That is abnormal. That is not the way the world should look. We have a Father who wants to provide everything for us, but we have to let Him. He won't force Himself on us. He literally did everything possible to give us a way there. He gave us the Bible. He gave us His Son. He gave us a sacrifice. He made it so that, like, literally every single wrong thing we have done ever is forgiven. This isn't an excuse to do more bad things. It's an incentive to do less because you are that loved and that valued that you are expected to become better. So do better, be better, choose God. Don't let your life be the same. Don't let your life go backwards. Bring God into it, into every moment, in every second, every choice you make. Choose God over what you would choose because God's way is better. God is better. After this Antichrist figure comes and causes devastation and death, we will see the glory of Jesus either way. We will see that He is the King of Kings and the God of the universe. But we can skip the whole devastation part of it if we just go to Jesus now. Like, why are we choosing to suffer instead of trying something that will give you life? So come to Jesus. And when that happens, after the 7 years, after the Antichrist rules, Jesus will come and He will kill the Antichrist himself. And He will bring His kingdom to earth. So there's always hope. There's something to look forward to. Like the reason to come to God isn't for fear, but fear of the Lord, which is like knowing that God is powerful, that He is the God of the universe, that we are literally dust compared to Him. This whole earth, everything in it, we live in a simulation. This world is not that deep. Your body is not that deep. Like the things that plague your mind just are not that deep. It's not, it doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. This world was created to be in relationship with God, to bring you to heaven. Especially if you're a Christian, why are you not living for heaven? That is, you know, that is what you are made for. So that is what you should be living for. I'm not trying to condemn you, but I'm saying you, like some people, we need a reality check. Like what you are here for is not to go to school. Your purpose is not to get good grades. You should still do that. You should honor the life that you have been given. But your purpose is Jesus. Your purpose is God. Your purpose is heaven. You are made for more. Do not worry about unnecessary things, but worry about what should be worried about, which is living your life with God. We will see His glory, but I'm saying to be on the side of it where we see His glory as His children and we participate in with Him. Let's not see His glory as wrath. Like, why do we want God to be against us? That's foolish. Get to know Jesus. Know Him for who He is and what He is to you specifically and individually. When the Antichrist comes, when these false prophets comes, you need to know who Jesus is. You need to be able to know, like, this is what He sounds like and this is what He doesn't, because everyone is going to lead you astray. Your mind, like I said, is the most important commodity you have. We live in what's called the attention economy. Everything wants your attention and your time. And what you pay attention to and the thoughts you feed your attention are what make your reality. So with God, you need to change your reality away from a performance-based mindset to I am loved because God is good, or I am loved because I'm a child of God. Life is good because I'm provided for, and that changes the way you do everything. So choose God.